What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today I wanted to give you my first impressions of the For Honor beta after playing it for 10 hours. Ubisoft has really been working hard to create big new franchises these last few years. The success of Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, and Far Cry has made them millions, and it seems they've invested that money into a daring new idea. Unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure this experiment paid off in the end. For Honor is a project that aims to be one of the most realistic medieval combat games ever made, and in some ways it pulls that off perfectly. When the world begins to run out of resources, each nation sends their strongest warriors to the mainland in an effort to take it over and make sure their people survive. Powerful knights in heavy armor are clashing against brutal Vikings, while at the same time samurai are breaking into forts and attempting to ambush them both. This concept sounds fantastic, but what it really turns into is a rather basic hack-and-slash experience. In this game, fighting is done in a totally unique way. When you're locked onto a foe, you use the triggers to throw hard or fast attacks, and yet the added twist is that you also need to use the right stick to determine the direction of your strikes. If you're playing someone with a large spear, for example, you need to stay further away and keep changing the sides of your swings to confuse your foe. During this, you also need to keep in mind the direction you're blocking. Lifting your shield at the right moment can knock your opponent off balance and give you a chance to land a very heavy hit. Let's say instead that you're the type of person who likes to battle in a much more bloodthirsty manner. Then you can just run in with your block down and try and slip past their defenses with a guard break, which can make them stumble, leaving them open for a nasty strike. All of this probably seems really deep and complex. Sadly, it doesn't really feel that way when you're actually out there in the field. Each of the 9 different characters essentially has one main combo that works best, and once you've figured it out, you can destroy pretty much anyone in seconds. If you're having trouble learning the proper way to play a new hero, just stick with your teammates. Traveling in a group ensures that you can easily cut the throat of those in your path, since the system is really built for one-on-one combat. As soon as you see an enemy dodging your friend's attacks, just stand behind them and start landing hard blows. The only thing that mixes things up slightly is that there are special abilities that can be unleashed when you deal enough damage or get a kill streak. These bonuses can be things like faster run speed, being able to call in arrows on a selected target, or something more useful like making it so everyone who's dead near you instantly comes back to life. I appreciate that the developers added these in, but they rarely come in handy. It seems they need to be either castable sooner or perhaps more powerful, that way they can turn the tide of battle instead of simply looking fancy. Alright, now that we understand how fights work, let's talk about the main game mode we were able to test in this beta. Domination has you capturing zones to earn points for your team. For every second you own a spot, you receive a point, making it so that the more territories you own, the faster your score stacks up. The first group to get 1,000 total points is then tasked with slaying the rival team for victory. While I do enjoy the overall gameplay flow, these maps are very boring. All of them are almost exactly the same. It's true some of them have booby traps like this spiky gate that can crush people, but for the most part they're just the same 3 points scattered the same amount of distance apart. Even when I was winning a ton of matches and earning new gear for my characters, I wasn't really having much fun. The level of customization is impressive, and yet if I'm going to be charging straight back into this combat on these lame maps, it lacks any sort of charm or appeal. If any of the developers see this video, I want to make a random suggestion. Add in a game type where we work together as a team to attack a base. By claiming objectives, we bust down doors and go deeper into a fort until time runs out. We could take turns being the offensive or defensive team and see just how far to the base we could get each round. This longer form of competition would allow us to try fighting in a wider range of situations rather than always just being 2 soldiers hacking away at each other. Okay guys, these have just been my random off-the-cuff thoughts on the For Honor beta. While it does have some problems, they still have a few weeks to make things work better before launch, so I'll stay hopeful until then. How about you? What are your impressions on For Honor? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching gamers, this has been DreamcastGuy with another review. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming! Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.